Hello and welcome. Happy October 1st. We're in full swing for fall and spooky season, so I wanted to go ahead and share what's on my watch list for this fall season. This will include some stuff that I'm going to be watching for the first time, as well as stuff that I'm going to be checking out as a rewatch, as a seasonal favorite for this time of year. It will include some horror stuff, some regular just drama stuff, or just stuff that I feel like really fits the fall vibe in the film's aesthetic, visuals, themes, all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's jump in. Here's my list. First, let's kick things off with some of the things I've already checked out as I've gotten a little bit of a head start this time around. And first we have Fantastic Mr. Fox. For me, this movie kicks off the fall season every single year. It's one of my absolute favorite films. The visual aesthetic of this movie just bleeds for the fall aesthetic and fall vibes. The story tells a good one about friendship, family, some really good themes for this time of year. It's one of my absolute favorite ones, and like I said, the one that kicks off the fall season every year for me. Next, a couple more that I've checked out for the first time, and ones that I don't have in the collection. I did stream these ones. We have Paranorman. I believe I watched this one on Pluto TV. It was either Pluto or Freevee, and this is one that I watched as both a part of prepping for fall because I know it kind of has the spooky type vibes for it in the film, but also because I've been trying to catch up on the Leica studio films that I haven't seen before. So I checked out Paranorman. I thought it was good. It's a fun kind of adolescent zombie flick, and I just overall had a good time with it, and it was definitely one that fit very well for the season. It wasn't my favorite of the Leica movies, but one that I did enjoy overall. And then I also just checked out Beetlejuice for the first time. This was a first time watch for me. I actually did a reaction video on the channel to seeing that for the first time. I gave my thoughts going into it, and then watching the movie, and then coming out my thoughts and reactions to seeing it for the first time. So that was one definitely for many people, one that they regularly revisit every year around this time of year, and I can see why. So if you want to get my full thoughts on that film, check out my video that I did just a couple of weeks ago on watching it for the first time. And now let's jump into what's still to come for me. As I'm sharing the rest of my list, be sure to join me in the comments down below with what you will be checking out this fall for the first time, or ones you're revisiting, some of your favorites every year this time of year. I'd love to hear more of what you're watching, and maybe even some recommendations in the comments below. Next for me, we have Frankenweenie. This is one I watched 2 or 3 years ago for the first time, and I really enjoyed it. It was one that I had not seen before, obviously being with a stop motion style to it. I really enjoyed it. At least I think it's stop motion. I don't think it's CGI, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm definitely wanting to give it a revisit. I was intending to last year, ran out of time, never got around to it. So this is one I'm definitely planning on checking out this year. Next, what is the Halloween season without a Halloween movie? Last couple of years, I watched the original Halloween every year, and so this time I think I'm going to shake it up this year and go back through the newer of the Halloween trilogy. I did enjoy this trilogy. Overall, I think this one and Halloween Kills are the best of the trilogy. I'm probably not alone in thinking that, but I'm looking forward to giving this one a rewatch, and I'll probably at least watch Halloween Kills again, and maybe Halloween Ends. We'll see. I don't have that one in my collection. I've been meaning to grab it, but I didn't love the movie quite as much, so I'll at least be revisiting this first of the newer Halloween movies, and probably Halloween Kills as well. Next, we have The Lost Boys. This is probably one of my favorite vampire movies. It's perfect for the fall season. Obviously, it's a vampire flick around Halloween. This is one that one of my buddies that I've regularly watched movies with has not seen, and he asked me if we could check it out sometime soon, so hopefully our schedules line up and I'll get a chance to show this one to him, and maybe a couple other friends as well who have either seen it before or haven't seen it before. But like I said, it's one of my favorite vampire flicks. I love 80s films, and this is a perfect marriage of the two, so I'm really looking forward to at least revisiting this one myself, and hopefully having the opportunity to introduce a friend to it as well. Next, we have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This is one that I've always kind of recommended as like an entry-level horror movie. It really has that spooky aesthetic to it all, and it's kind of like just kind of threading the line between horror and just spookiness to it. You got Guillermo del Toro involved with it, which is always a good sign, and I really enjoyed this one when I first watched it maybe 3 or 4 years ago, so I've been wanting to revisit it since. It's another one that I had intentions to watch last year, never got around to it, so I am putting it back on the watch list for this year for the spooky season. Next, another one that at least one friend of mine that I watch films with regularly hasn't seen. We have Trick or Treat. I've only seen this one once. I really enjoyed it the one time that I watched it. Didn't have a chance to revisit it last year, but a buddy, another one, asked if we could check this one out around Halloween, so hopefully the schedules line up once again and we'll be able to watch this one together. If not, I'll at least be popping it on myself. And this one is absolutely perfect to watch right around Halloween, as the whole movie revolves around Halloween. Next, I have my Peanuts Holiday Collection. Obviously, this has all of the classic Charlie Brown stuff in it. The Great Pumpkin and probably the Thanksgiving one is one I'll be checking out as well, but probably not till after Halloween, so that way I can squeeze in as much as I can with the Halloween stuff and the fall stuff first. So it's Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, absolute classic. Probably my favorite right after the Christmas special for Charlie Brown, so really looking forward to checking this one out once again as well. And I believe this will be my son's first time watching it, because I've been slowly introducing him to some of the classics from the Rankin Bass and the Peanuts collection. Last year he watched the Charlie Brown Christmas, so this will be his first time checking out It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I think he'll like it. He loves pumpkins, so I'm looking forward to being able to show this one to him. Next, we have When Harry Met Sally. If you've been following my channel for about a year or so at least, I checked this out last year around this time of year for the first time and absolutely loved it. It's one I've been itching to rewatch, so I'm definitely going to be giving this one a revisit this season, and I'm really looking forward to it. I was actually going to try to show it to my wife because I thought she hadn't seen it, but she said she has. So if it works out, I'll watch it with her. If not, she's not as much into movies as I am. I'll definitely be revisiting this one, at least by myself, maybe with her too, since it is a rom-com. Next, we have the Universal Classic Monsters Collection. I actually have not seen any of these films. My sister got me this set earlier this year for my birthday, and I've been holding off on it to watch for the holiday season. So I do plan on doing a first-time watching video for this set of movies. I did a poll on my Instagram several weeks ago on if I should do individual reactions to each of the 4 movies or just one video culminating all of them. One video culminating all of them is what won the poll, so that's what I'll be doing. I think I'm going to be checking these out next week, and then expect a video in the next couple of weeks on reacting to checking these out for the first time. I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't seen any of these movies before, as I mentioned, and these will be some of the oldest films I've ever watched as well, so it should be a fun time. I'm really looking forward to it. And then wrapping up this video with a couple of TV shows, we have Midnight Mass. This is one of my absolute favorite series of all time. I was between this and a rewatch on Hill House, but I've seen Hill House 3 or 4 times now, where this one I've still only seen once, so I've been really itching for a rewatch on it, so that's the one I'm going to go with. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, it's one of my favorite shows of all time. This one is a little bit shorter, so it should be a little more feasible to knock this one out. And then lastly, I've mentioned this one several times over the past several videos. I feel like I'm talking about this one all the time this year. Over the Garden Wall. This is another one like Fantastic Mr. Fox. It just bleeds fall vibes. Every frame of this film has something to do with fall, autumn, harvest, all that kind of stuff. It's a fantastic series. I'm definitely going to be binging through this one day very soon. I've already listened to the soundtrack several times leading up to fall kicking off, so really looking forward to it. This is definitely one that's hitting that watch list this year. So once again, join me down in the comments what you plan to check out this year and this fall. I would love to hear some of your ideas and recommendations of maybe some other stuff to check out. Thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. I will see you in the next one.